Data. All of us know its value as a raw material. Results-driven analysis of data allows us to find out what works and what doesn't, and apply that information to make our organizations and methods more effective. Data helps those who use it be better. The opusomni ecosystem is designed to help all of us be better. Two of its components, Ateco and Purple Forest, deliver robust means to set goals, save and measure progress, and share results with peers, professionals, and in the context of education, teachers, instructors, and professors. The Set, Save, Share process creates an elegantly designed rich data set from users pursuing their educational goals. Our data provides anyone in a teaching capacity more useful information than ever seen before. We deliver this data via the Plato's Folly platform, and with our tools, administrators can examine qualitative and quantitative data, mixed method data, ethnographic and psychographic inputs, and more. Plus, all of this can be contextualized with group, cohort subsets, and even individual outcomes. Analytics like these provide educators, and for that matter, entire educational systems, with powerful, actionable insights. Achievement gaps can be identified and addressed. You can use real results identified in concrete terms, so you can go beyond intuition in your efforts to constantly refine your program's strengths and weaknesses. Further, the system is always on, so testing regimens can be reduced in favor of simply retrieving near real-time performance metrics. The following illustrations, derived from a hypothetical set of medical students at the Dell Medical Center, will demonstrate how you can use the power of data to be better. At the core of Purple Forest is goal setting, so let's start there. We can examine goal setting differences between first and second year medical students. In this illustration, curriculum and experience are big drivers of goal setting, but vary year by year. Quantifying this allows teachers to see the specific point in time when students engage on a topic. This uptake metric can help you make adjustments to teaching schedules to serve up a given topic at the best time. Purple Forest empowers students to find illumination both inside and outside of directed learning. In this example, we see that more than 1/5 of students found their own resources to augment their learning. That's knowledge seeking. With Purple Forest, when students find their own educational materials, they share them. In doing so, they give us the opportunity to examine the merit of those materials and potentially build them into future curriculum. Purple Forest and Plato's Folly are always on, which means metrics can be cultivated at any time. It's like taking your temperature. You can examine what students are doing at any point in time. Here, we see them discussing their needs relevant to curriculum. Their discourse can inform you as to how to fill gaps in curriculum. This data gives insight into the cognitive approach students use to move forward. If one or a few approaches dominate, we can consider refining curriculum in that direction to better aid skill acquisition with a more focused, metacognitive, critical thinking delivery system. While many educators might examine the group, we can also deliver incredible granularity by examining individual areas of student engagement. This can provide early warning signs and opportunities to intervene when needed. Further, this demonstrates the many channels where we can connect with and build community around users. Tremendous power hides behind the word why. It can define what is motivating an individual. Dominant motivators, once identified, can become triggers that play a prominent role in your educational system. By injecting motivators directly into your learning environment, you will be providing relevance, smarter contexts for learners. In this illustration, student performance paths show a substantial gap where males are high on leadership at times and low on teamwork at others, while females are sometimes low on leadership and high on team building. A gap is observed again around diversity, where we see a disparity between genders. Robust informatics examined in near real time help identify these issues, creating the opportunity to address them before they become stumbling blocks. We enable students to capture and share appropriate content that chronicles their educational progression. This content is accessible by peers, but also to professors and educators. Here, one type of artifact dominates. Knowing what students consider milestones increases capacity to assess competency by reviewing real-life performance, breaking down the theory versus practice wall. This content is, of course, kept within our universe, and all users will be educated and certified on HIPAA compliance to avoid any breach of privacy. This is where the rubber meets the road. These bars illustrate more than test grades. They're tied to actual performance. Metrics like these are something that standardized testing will never reach. Summative assessments are metrics of how effective we as educators are in elevating performance based on our goal set of desired outcomes. We get a better sense of strength and weaknesses of both the aggregate and individuals, which helps us answer the question of whether the breadth of the curriculum is being covered. We can even examine how outcomes are impacted by race and ethnicity, and how different groups perform across competency skills. Gaps in performance can help us identify subject matters that can be refined to enable all users to achieve in that area. This is where individuals can answer the question, I learned, but do I feel capable? Defining how confident and competent they feel across the entirety of acquired skill sets. This gives institutional leadership the ability to address areas of individual variability and gaps between performance and perception. This is just a sample of the insights that can be gained when we take data as clay and mold it to build better education brick by brick. Thank you for exploring the power inherent in Purple Forest, Plato's Folly, and the entire opusomni ecosystem.